8th, 2020, 2024. We are Spade of Spade podcast. We're back with another edition of our beautiful program.
Yes, sir.
We have a special guest in the building. Brittany.
Hello.
Brittany, welcome to the program.
I'm excited. This whole setup here has got me like, what are we about to get into today? But I'm ready.
Yes, ma'am.
So me and Brittany met during CBC week, Congressional Black Caucus week. I feel like every single year here in the city, it gets like better and better. I've participated pretty heavily the past couple years, and it just seems like every single year it just gets better and better and better. And I always appreciate getting the opportunity to connect with just our people and people that look like me, that have similar experiences as me, that has amazing things going on in their lives and in the community. And it's just a great way to just get away from just the world and then come together and just connect and network and break bread. So that's how I met Brittany. We had an amazing conversation. It was a lot going on at TGS when we met, but shout out to the gathering spot. But we had an amazing conversation just talking about really
Life.
everything. Yeah. And we connected, we exchanged information. I told you, hey, I would love to have you come on the show because I appreciate what you are doing, not only for the community, but just at large. So with that being said, please introduce yourself to everyone. Let them know who you are, where you're from, what you do, everything.
Okay, I've always wanted to say this. Mic check. Hey.
1 2 1 2.
1 2. Okay, yes. So, hey everybody. I'm Brittany Johnson, and I like to say I'm definitely an educator. I'm a poet. And recently I started my own business called Soulpreneur Consulting, heavy on the soul. And what I say is I help people deepen in their purpose and in their impact. For me, it's always about purpose and impact. And when I say by purpose, I mean people living in their why, loving what they do, that they feel like they are connected to something bigger than a job or a career, right? And when I say impact, I mean, what is the legacy that we are leaving, that we're building? And I truly believe my journey has been one of continuing to pivot and figure out what my purpose is. And I finally feel like I'm like maybe 98% there. Like I'm living in it actively. And I want everybody to be in that space, because that is where true fulfillment, that is where true peace, that is where true financial liberation, generational wealth starts to come from. And if we can do that more as individuals and as a collective, imagine the world that we could be in. And so that is really what has been the arc of my journey, my life, now that I can look back on it and say like, oh, every step that I have taken has always been about finding my purpose and making my impact. And now I want to give that to people.
For just from a broad standpoint,
Soulpreneur. I like that.
Thank you.
speak on now. It, for the most part, it's in a professional sense of the realm of just the premise around your business, or is it just an all inclusive, professional, personally?
Yeah. I believe that we can like compartmentalize and separate what we do at work, how we show up, family. Like oftentimes we feel like we have to, right? Hey, this is how I show up with my friends. This is how I show up in work. And that's exhausting. Like to break yourself out into all of these pieces. And so while a lot of my work is clearly focused on like how to tell your story in your brand and how to be the best leader for your organization or for your small business, like that's a lot of the focus. And what I tell people is like when we think about body, mind, and soul, it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
So when you are showing up and loving your work, you're going to start to also love your life. You're going to start to take what we're applying in a business setting and thinking about how that translates. And so I do help. I'm a big believer in like what I do in my job. It's not just a job. Like it is something of like, it's a practice of life.
Yeah.
So it is all encompassing at the end of the day.
It's a way of life.
It is a way of life. Like soulpreneur means that you are living in your purpose, personal, professional, and beyond.
Yeah. I mean that's so important. And it's a two-way street. You know, it's not a one-way flow of traffic with that. I think if you have your personal life in order and your priorities in order, then you're going to be able to show up in ways that you probably didn't think you would at work by having such a not only a positive mindset in your personal life, but just having things in order the way that you wanted to in your personal life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like at the end of the day, it's not like when I talk about like your business or your brand, like you are your brand.
Right.
Your brand is you. And so you have to think about your identity and how you want to show up and be in the world. And so like that question is like, who do you want to be in the world? All of that should be harmonious, like in synergy. I feel like synergy is the word for this year, by the way. Like, I don't know how many conversations. It's like synergy.
Yeah, synergy and a whole host of other toxic words that are just thrown out there loosely.
All right.
Like narcissist and things of that sort. That's the word of 2024, narcissist. Like, come on now, really?
Sometimes it's true, though.
Yeah.
You just got to know. You have to, you
If the
got to
shoe
know.
fits.
If the shoe fits. I like that.
I mean, synergy is important because life got a whole bunch of variables in it. You know what I'm saying? Because that sounds good, what you say. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you're good, mind, body, and soul. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's not there. And you still got to show up and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You still got to show up and do what you got to do. So it sounds good, but you got to put in the work to balance that. And even when you put it in the work, it's not going to be 100% of the time. But you got to make sure it's a good percentage for you and your mental health and your well-being.
Yeah.
This is just tough to, like, when your stuff is not together and keep on having to wake up and go to work every day with your stuff not together. It gets exhausting. Trust me.
Yeah.
It gets exhausting, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to work on that and to have a place where it's soulpreneur, where you can help with a person with that, that's a wonderful thing to have, you know what I'm saying, in life. So, I like the sound of it, you know what I'm saying? Do you, like, consider yourself, like, a life coach?
Gosh, the words. Shout out to all life coaches. There's nothing wrong with that. But no, I'm not. Like, life coaching has its own specialty, its own avenue. I'm certainly not a therapist. Like that's licensed right there.
Right.
And I am very clear with my clients,
Right.
especially in clients where I'm doing a lot of coaching, that this is not like life coach. And I'm not a therapist. Like, I am here to help.
It's a thin line.
There is a line. And sometimes you have to call it out and you have to say, hey, like, this type of work is this, you should be in therapy or seek other supports.
Yes.
Right? And so, no, would not classify myself as a life coach. Like, I get, like, even some people are like, oh, so you do executive coaching.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Yes. And
it was a business coach who was about to be like, that's what I was about to.
Listen, and I refuse to be like labeled and put in boxes.
In a bubble. I'll get
Yeah, I'm a rebel in that way. And so when people are like, oh, you do executive coaching, I'm like, no. Like, I do coaching, leadership coaching and development for sure, right? And part of it, some of it probably is a little bit of life coaching. Some of it is a little bit of executive coaching. But for me, like, I call it one-on-one soul coaching. Like, and I am very clear once I am in tuned with what my client needs, what the journey is going to look like to craft that. It's personalized. And I just refuse to be put in a box. I do coaching, yes. Some of it is like on the personal life side, but it always goes back to the business and like, how do I deepen in my purpose and in my impact? How do I take all the amazing ideas? Like a lot of people come to me, they have all these amazing ideas and they just don't know how to translate that. So how do I help them take their vision and make it tangible, make it actionable, make it literally come to life, build it from the ground up? I feel like I'm the architect of people's dreams.
Now, with that,
Wow.
so in your work, when people come to you and they have these amazing ideas, right? Because we all have these great, grandiose ideas that we come up with, but for whatever reason, we're not able to put it to action. In your work, what have you found to be the issue with that? Is it a lack of resources? Is it a lack of money? Is it just a network thing as far as like people that they know? And what have you found just
that's a good
throughout
question.
your work?
That's a great question. So there's certainly like resources, capital, connections like that. That's I would honestly say is a smaller bucket.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, well, there's two big things.
Yeah.
One is visionaries sometimes they're like big picture. So they're not caught in like the weeds, and they need that thought partnership to like to take what's in here and like put it on paper, whether it's visually, written form, right? But like there's sometimes is like they want to just stay big picture and they want to talk about it, and it's so great, and that's awesome. We all need a visionary, and oftentimes our visionaries are our CEOs and our founders.
Yeah.
And every CEO and a founder needs that integrator. They need that person that's going to take that and make it tangible. And so I feel like I'm that integrator role, right? The biggest piece, though, sometimes, in addition to just the skill of getting into the weeds, people get in their own way.
That's a fact.
People get in their own way, and they will make every single excuse, which I understand because Lord only knows I was there many a times, to actually take that first step or to believe that their ideas are worthy. And so they get in their own way, or they feel like they have to have everything perfect in order to move to the next step.
That's me.
And it's either the perfectionism, it's the not feeling good enough, it's the fear of failure. We all know that. It's all of our limiting beliefs. It's that imposter syndrome. Hands down, 90% of cases, that is what is holding people back.
Yourself.
It is 100% themselves. And so again, you want to build your purpose and your dream, you want to build that business, it is also a life personal transition and adjustment that has to happen. So and that has been me too. I've been many a times holding myself back.
Yeah. I said on the show a lot of times, and I'm going to say it again, faith without work is dead. You can have all the faith in the work, but if you don't put the work in, it's nothing going to happen.
Right.
Nothing's going to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that is a big struggle with people. That used to be a struggle. It still kind of is, but not as much as it used to be. But is it because with that, when you talk about that, it's real sensitive. And do you get like pushback when it comes to that? Because we could be in denial, and especially when you got that problem, when you got you want to do this, you want to do that, but you don't want to put the work to do that. And when you see and sort out that that's the problem, a lot of people can be in denial. Do you get like a lot of pushback when it comes to that? But like, oh, you don't know what I've done and da-da-da, or what I'm trying to do, or you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's clear that you're not putting in.
You're the problem.
Yeah, that you're not putting in what you're supposed to put in to get what you need to get out, to do what you want to do. So do you get like hella pushback from that? And when you do that, do you see yourself dipping into the labels that you say you don't want, like far as a life coach and therapy? Because when you do that, you have to tap into those roles. So, like, how is the pushback when it comes to that?
So I think I've slowed down a lot in terms of like when I'm connecting with people that are interested in, becoming a client.
Yeah.
I think last year, And that made sense. That was like my first year. It was like, oh, you want my services? You want to book? Let's go. And then you wind up getting in those situations where you're like, oh crap, like this is not a good fit. You're not ready, or we're not in aligned partnership. And that rushing is what got me into a lot of those situations where there was pushback, or and I just said, I got to slow down. I have to really get to know people and hear them and let them actually, I did a webinar last month that was like from people pleasing to purposeful serving.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not here to, except I don't like that says when you push it, but that's
fine.
They don't know what that means. They don't know.
I made my own definition of it. I don't want you to do that. You know what I'm saying?
It's called the soul bell. It's called the bell of soul. Okay?
The bell of soul.
Show me your soul.
Show me your soul.
So
that sounds crazy, but go ahead.
It does. That was just off the cuff. Listen. So it was a matter of like, I'm not here to please you. I'm here to serve. And sometimes I cannot serve you with a purpose. And if I cannot serve you because you're not ready, whether that's on a financial investment or whether that's on an emotional readiness, like whatever that is, so this year I'm very committed to taking my time to make sure I can show up and serve you, and that this will be a flourishing partnership. And if it's not, okay, that's okay. Oftentimes, it doesn't also mean that it's like, bye. Like, it's important to still stay connected with people. I've had people who like a year and a half later are like, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Like, let's go.
Yeah, because it wasn't in that right space.
It just wasn't in that right time and space. And so to all the people out here who are like, you're in service, if it don't work out the first time, doesn't mean you toss people away. Still nurture those relationships. Still check in with people. You never know.
Yeah, and that's in every. I know we kind of going off a little bit, but that's in every facet, right? Because we're in this era of. We've talked about ghosting on the show. We've talked about just, Scoop have talked about leaving people on red and all those things, and
not me. I was talking about it. I'm not leaving people.
Right, yeah. But, just being able to maintain those connections and just understand that whether it's, professionally, personally, intimately, it may not be the right time. Yeah. People, we all go through various different seasons throughout our lives, and the biggest thing that we have to do individually, and I've said this before, is, not only understand what our why is, but just also understand what it is we want out of this natural life. Like, we're not just here just to take up space and whatnot. Like, we're here for a reason, right? Whether you want to dive into the spirituality of why we're here and all, that's a whole different conversation. However, we're here for a reason. So while we're here, maximize the time that you have while you're here. Connect with people, break bread, learn what someone who don't look like you has going on. Learn what it is. That's,
learn about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, learn who you want to be, like, and what makes you happy.
Right.
And go for it.
Right, because, and to just your brand as a whole, if you do not understand what and who you are, how can you expect to bring your best self to the workplace? If you're an entrepreneur, we're in a space of everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a CEO. Okay. To be a successful CEO, you must also know how to follow your employees, right? Because you're not going to have the best of ideas every single time.
That's a fact.
There's going to be people that work below you at the grassroots level that are going to have amazing ideas that could take your company to the next level. But if you don't have the willingness to be open and receptive to receiving that information, you're going to miss out on the opportunity to take whatever sort of business you have
that's true.
to the next level and elevate it.
You gotta be open minded.
Yeah.
You gotta be open minded. And with that, when you were saying like everybody here for a reason, like when people say that, but like, I don't know my reason. Your reason, I mean, I don't know what's the reason. Like, what do you want to do? And whatever you want to do, when you figure that out, that's your reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That can be, two things can be true. You know what I'm saying? You're here for a reason, is your reason.
Yeah.
Keyword your. So whatever you want to do, that's your reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you put in the work. And that comes to what I said in the past, knowing your own manual, knowing what makes you tick, knowing what will make you happy to do what you want to do in life. And that comes from, you know, looking at yourself, looking in the mirror, looking within yourself to try to figure out what you want to do in life. Because a lot of things, like I be talking to certain people. I remember I had a conversation with my sister, and like some years back, and she was just like, I don't know what I want to do in life, and da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, what do you like doing? Well, I like doing hair, and I like baking and all that.
Yeah. There you go.
So you know what to do. You just don't know how to get to where you want to get to.
Right.
And that's two different things.
Right.
Just because you don't know your how, don't know you don't know your what
why.
or your why. You know what I'm saying? You know what you want to do.
Right.
You know why you want to do it. You just don't know how to
Yes.
put in, you know, put in the work or where you need to go to make that your career.
Insert Soulpreneur Consulting. That's the
Exactly.
how.
Exactly.
I like
It's the how. It's
Yeah.
the how. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because I knew what I mean. I figured out. You know, I wanted to do it. And then I was like, okay, where I go? How do I go about doing it? And then start doing the skits, and start doing the podcast, and that's my way to go through it. Just now, I just need to meet the level to where I can monetize, and now I can be my career where I don't need no other job. This is my passion, is my career, and where I get my money at, and that's where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to get to that point, because once you get to that point, I ain't gonna say it's easy, but you have like a narrow path to your goal because you're not still figuring out what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're just figuring out how to monetize and how to make it your career.
Yeah.
Yep. And we choose our hard, right? It's hard in corporate. It's hard being an entrepreneur. Both are hard. They have different hards. Choose your hard.
Yeah.
Choose your hard. And it's okay to also, you know, I agree. There's been,
She dropping bars.
like, choose your hard.
Bars.
Yeah.
Just saying. And knowing that, because I agree, we have been in a wave of everybody want to run their business.
Yeah.
And I do know some people, like, I'm always really big on, like, we're not shaming corporate culture here. We're not shaming any other. Some people want both. Or some people are really happy in corporate and rocking out in their careers. And guess what? They still want to find maybe a pathway that feels more aligned with their purpose. They want to find an organization that's more aligned with their values.
That's a great point.
All of that is still aligned, whether you want to do corporate, whether you want to do your own business, or whether you want the hybrid.
That's a great point.
Corporate, but I remember like earlier you were saying you don't want to get put in a bubble, and I feel like when it comes to corporate, sometimes you can get put in a bubble to try to fit into wherever corporate you want to be at and move up. Because with me, I'm a fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm a funny guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fool. So a lot of people don't take me serious. Like, it's like I'm always got to be funny all the time. Like, I'm always joking. Like, I can never be serious, or I can never be in a corporate mode, or, you know what I'm saying? I can never turn that off, because that's not all you see. But when it comes to me, that is so impressionable. That's all you think of when you think of me. So when I notice where I'm qualified for certain job promotions, but they don't want the personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, okay, but you're not gonna put me in a bubble like that's only me. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that in the low level of me trying to promote. So like corporate, I would never see myself doing a corporate kind of job because they see one side when you have a big personality, and they can't look out, within, like, what am I showing you in these moments, when it comes to getting my work done and when things need to be done and people being proactive. I'm doing all these things, but all you focus is on the personality. You know what I'm saying? So what do you say to people who have that, restrict or like that pushback to try to get into that field because of that?
Yeah. I think that's a great point. And as I was hearing you share your story, right, because there were a couple of things that were coming up, I was like, I'm going to jump in afterwards, right?
Yeah.
We have to learn how to, and I understand it's easier said than done. So there's a lot of practice and some resources and support, right, that goes into this. But there is a shift in, like, power and energy, right, when you are applying for a job or when you're in your corporate space. And when I hear that, it's you might not have found the right organization that aligns with your values, that aligns with, like, how you want to identify. And when you step into a space, and I was telling this to a good friend of mine, because he was struggling throughout the interview process, and he has his own personality, such a great person, but he's just like, he's really artsy and creative, and he was having so much anxiety applying for corporate jobs. And he was like, I'm messing up every time, I said, how about you stop letting people define if you're worthy or not, or who you are, and you show up to an interview, and it's your job to assess if they're the right fit for you.
That's a fact.
And once he made that shift, I swear on my life, he responded back. He was like, I just went into this interview with eBay and I crushed it, Brittany. And he's like, because it felt as if I had a say now. I knew who I was.
Yeah.
And, like, I knew who I was stepping into this interview, and I knew it was an assessment of not whether I'm good enough, whether they're a right fit for me.
Right.
And when you shift that energy and that power, it is tremendous in what it can do, business and beyond, right?
Yeah.
We give way too many people power.
That's a fact.
To say, like, are you worthy of this promotion or not?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't want a promotion here.
Right.
Maybe these aren't the right people that are going to see my value and my worth, and I need to be okay finding those people in those spaces and places that will.
Yeah.
That's a very hard thing to do, though.
It is,
That's a very hard thing to do, and especially when you're in, like, a place in life where you trying to upgrade, you're trying to evolve, so you feel like, okay, this job or this promotion will help me get to the goal where I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to have the presence of mind to be like, okay, to look at the long picture, you know what I'm saying? The big picture of it is like, do I want to be miserable for 1 or 2 years with this company or with this position and then leave and have to start all over again? Or take what I learned from the company that I work for and apply it to even my business or somewhere else where it's more viable to be more successful.
Yep.
That's one of those things you gotta look back at it. As an example I'm gonna put out. Yeah. And it's gonna come to basketball. I don't know how much you like basketball. It's comparing to how LeBron moved around with his contracts and how Melo did. Okay, so I don't know your beef with Carmelo.
He did the Knicks wrong.
Okay, and so
we're not gonna get into New York sports.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get. I'm just it's just the way they. Okay, so
spare my heart. It's a real hard. It's a hard season right now.
Fan?
I'm a New York sports fan. Sadly, I'm on
that trade that just happened.
I just saw about that. Right before I came here, someone was like, "Oh, you see that trade?"
That
I was like,
such an unnecessary trade for both people, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Yep.
So, LeBron, he crafts his contracts where he can have an opportunity to, instead of having it for the long term and all that, he do the short term where he give them a couple years, and then then he could be able to hit free agency where he could be able to determine.
He can opt out.
You know, he can opt out. He able to determine, you know, his where I want to do this at, if I want to stay with y'all, and how I want to do it, and who I want to play it with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where we're talking about as far as the big picture, and not trying to get the money and just, you know what I'm saying, just head in and don't care where you at. You know, and now you just took this big contract and all these
and
years.
now you're miserable.
Yeah.
And now you stuck at a place where like, damn, and then you don't have no leeway, you know what I'm saying? Because you in this big contract and you can't just up and go nowhere because you have to find a suitor now that's going to want to deal with that instead of you having the power, you know what I'm saying, a free agency to have to pick to where you want to go to make it more suitable for the both of you instead of you getting somebody to accept you and you don't know if you're suitable for that person or not. You just
you just a body.
You just looking for somebody to take your big contract.
Yeah.
Carmelo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you're just a body at that point.
You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, that bread, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm not. I ain't gonna say I'm not mad at Carmelo for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because you securing the bag and all that. It's just
what's your price?
You can't you can't have it both ways. Where you go to a situation and it don't work out. Yeah. You go to the Thunder, it don't work out. You could have been at a better place. You could have been down there with Miami with LeBron and them. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, but at the same time, it's a better situation. It's a better thing for you, but that's just a hard thing to do.
It's a great example, like a really great example. I like that we kind of got into sports a little bit, but
oh my gosh,
yes, and I would. It's like, what's the difference, right? One probably knows his worth and is okay, confident. Now, mind you, it is LeBron, right? And he has well established himself as a phenomenal athlete. I get that, right? But even, you know, stepping in, imagine if we all kind of carried a LeBron energy. If we all carry that, I'm the best of the best, and not in like a cocky ego way, but like, I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Know your worth.
You know your worth. When you know your worth, you can make.
That's a fact, Timo.
It's just you make those choices. And oftentimes when we talk about getting in our own way, that imposter syndrome, those limiting beliefs tell us that we're not. We're not good enough. I'm not worth, like, you know, sometimes I'll ask myself, even now, like, this is just me being real. Sometimes I'm like, am I good enough to do this? Like, maybe I should just, you know, like, maybe I need to go back and have a full-time job, or what happens if I fail? Like, you know, am I good enough? Like, I'm not an executive coach. So like, who am I to be in this room? And you ask yourself those questions, and it's a daily, I don't want to say fight, but it's daily work.
Yeah.
To remind myself that in all spaces I occupy, I deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Who?
No, going back to the interviews, for me personally, anytime I get interviewed for a job, in my mind, I already won. Because out of all the people that applied, you want to talk to me. In my mind, I've already won whether I get the job or not, because you saw something in me to want to have this conversation, right? So since you want to have this conversation, and to your friend's story about him, in a sense, interviewing them, that's what I do now when I interview. Yes, they're interviewing me.
Now, yeah.
I mean, because we have experience doing it.
Of course. We learn this over time.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah. But
that first interview, boy.
I mean, yeah, because
back in our 20s, so I don't know how
right,
old you are.
exactly.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not in my 20s. No, I look good.
Well, we're not in our 20s either.
Okay, great. No. We're in our 30s.
We just left.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Just left.
Just left. Okay, just left. Okay.
A few years ago.
We just left.
A few years ago.
You know, I can still look over there and be like, hey.
But you can't go back, though.
No.
Yeah.
Mine has a slight echo. It's like, hey.
We ain't there yet. I
always don't have the echo yet.
We ain't there yet.
I always don't have the echo yet. But no, just with the whole interview process, I go into it already winning, right? Because
Such a great mindset to have.
Yeah.
because to be interviewed is an honor by itself. By itself. Even if you don't get the job, because even a lot of times now, for the most part, these organizations and companies, when they interview people, they already know who they want to pick. For the most part. Now, every now and then, you're going to have someone that comes in and just crushes their interview, and whoever the panel might have been leaning towards changes their mind and goes with that person. But for the most part, when they look over all these different packages, they already know who they want to select. So with that being said, when you go into an interview, not only should you be a salesperson, but you should also ask them, okay, well, what is your company's core values? What is this? What is that? Because if it does not match my core values, well, for myself, well, this might not be a good fit. And even though you may be paying me $160,000 a year, that is not worth my overall degrading my quality of life.
There's no price for peace. I don't care. Well, I mean, some people might argue and say, "Oh, you're gonna pay me $2 million? I'll get." No, for me, there's no price for peace.
I mean, during going back.
What is the price?
Going back to
$2 million, that's a lot of money.
Going back to the pandemic, there was something that came out. I forgot which news network it was, but there was a study that was conducted in terms of what is everyone's biggest, what is the most important thing for us in the workforce when it comes to a job. And it wasn't money, but it was quality of life.
Yeah. Yes. Surprising.
If your quality of life is up to par, you're going to show up for that job and organization in ways that you wouldn't have if your quality of life wasn't where you wanted to be. Right? You're going to wake up and you're going to want to go to work.
Yeah.
Right? We have our days where we don't want to go to work, of course. We experience it every single day. However, if you're a part of an organization that you enjoy being a part of and your quality of life is great, you're going to walk through the door trying to figure out, okay, how can I do more? How can I do more?
Yeah.
Because you enjoy where you're at. It's not just about the money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the pandemic, as tragic as it was, and it was a heavy time. I mean, it still is. We see the ramifications of it, right? But it was a time where, and I can speak for myself personally, it allowed me to slow down and to ask myself, like, I got to see a different way of being, right? Like, and so now we have a lot of people where companies are shifting their culture to like hybrid.
Right.
Or remote working.
Right.
And I see some of my friends where they're like, oh, they asking me to come back in full time now. I don't want to do that. I want a different quality of life. I want to be able to be more flexible, taking my kids to school, or I want to be at home half in, half out of the week. And so that has really changed the culture of a lot of organizations and companies.
Yeah.
And beyond just remote work, remote versus hybrid versus in-person is one of the biggest differences that we've seen.
Yeah.
And there's lots of other examples that have shifted. And again, pandemic was what shifted for me and had me start my business. I said, I want to be different.
It happened for a lot of people.
Yes.
You don't want to have to work be life. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to live to work. Like, that's all you is just work. You want to work to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be able to still live your life how you want it, but still have a job or a career where you can do whatever you can do whatever you want and your goals in life, and it won't be a hindrance.
Yeah.
It's not a big stress level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to work. I used to live in Red Robin. It's stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wake up Red Robin, sleep, go back to Red Robin. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to do that no more.
Yeah, that grind hustle culture is, for me, I'm done with grind hustle culture. It's not cute.
But what I will also say for those who want to be entrepreneurs and are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs work more than 9-to-5 people.
That is facts. I do work way more. But there's a lot of the work that doesn't feel like work. It's a different type of work and day-to-day experience.
Because you enjoy it.
And it's on my terms.
And that's
exactly.
It's on my terms.
Because, I mean, when I say that, it all depends on, like what she say. Like, when you live to work, is that.
Yeah.
It just feels like work. You're not enjoying what you're doing. It just feels that. Most of the time it's that. You can't put into your passion and all that. But when you work to live, it's different because your life is not work. Mm-hmm. But of course you gotta get work to finance or whatever you want to do. Yeah. But you still have the schedule to go chill with your kids or with your family, or, you know what I'm saying, do other things that you want to do, go travel, but still be good financially to live where you want to live. To drive where you want to drive, to make sure your family is good, your girl is good. You know what I'm saying?
That is why it's important to get into something that you enjoy.
Yeah, truly.
Whether it's a corporate job, whether it's a 9-to-5, whether you're an entrepreneur, get into something you enjoy, because if you enjoy it, it's not really going to be work.
Yeah. There was this article that I read several months ago, and it talked about the difference between a job, a career, and a calling.
Woo!
And it was like...
yeah, he's dropping bars, man!
And
you got to put all these on a T-shirt. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Listen, no, I'm here for this energy, because I had the same reaction. I was like, oh.
Woo! Say it again.
And it's like, how many of us say, you know, the job is like, I clock in, I clock out. I get my paycheck, I get out. That's my job, right?
Yeah.
Jobs is you're living to work, right? Like, it's just the daily, day in and day out grind, right? The career is like, okay, I feel somewhat invested. I'm building something, or I'm not building something, but I'm a part of like this like a larger entity, and I'm kind of moving through. I make good money, but I feel like I have some say.
We need an organ. Go ahead.
Your calling is I'm building something bigger than myself. Like I am living in my purpose. And so the money, yes, people start businesses for 3 reasons, right? And one of them is for financial liberation.
Yep.
I want financial liberation. Yep. So that's part of why I started my business, right? So I get that. Yes. But it goes beyond the money. It's the impact that you want to have. And so, like, you ask yourself, when you talk about what you do, or when you're at a networking event or a space and we always ask, so what do you do? Listen to how people describe what they do. And you'll be able to say, like, oh, you got a job.
Hey.
Oh, you got a career. Oh, but wait. You got a calling. I like how we just timed it.
Bars!
And think about how you describe it. Are you living in your job? Are you living in your career? Or are you living in a calling? And you can have a calling in corporate as well. You can have,
Right.
you know, owning a nonprofit, rocking it out as a lawyer, doing like it could be whatever. But think about how you describe your job. I'm a lawyer. Yeah, I'm a whatever. What do they call it? I'm a prosecutor, legal. I see. Clearly, I'm not in the law field. I'm a corporate lawyer, and I do yeah, like yeah. This is what I do. Okay, all right.
You can find your calling in the job though. Now this is how I'm gonna break it down.
Tell me more.
I'm a custodian at an elementary school.
Okay, come on, education.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you with the babies though. Mercy.
So my calling is not being a custodian. But I feel like my calling is to my maximum capabilities because at the end of the day, I still am a custodian. But to pour light into those kids.
That's it.
Yep.
But some people would only say, so what do you do? Well, I'm a custodian. No, that's not what you do. That's not what you do. I pour into children.
Let me tell you how I answer that question. Yep. And they say, what you do? I'm a custodian at elementary school. How was that? I mean, cleaning piss all day sucks. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what brightens my day up is the kids. And they're the next generation. So if I can pour any kind of light that can hit them different because it's coming from, it's not just a teacher. Because as growing up, the lessons that I got from people I wouldn't expect from hit the most. Because you just thinking your parents, they just saying what parents say.
Yeah.
And teachers, they just say what teachers say.
Yeah.
The custodian just said this to me. He had to say that. He's sweeping. He's taking the trash out. He had to. But the fact that he's saying similar to the same stuff or something that I need to hear, I need to really listen to this. Because I had people like that in my life growing up in the YMCA, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be that for them, what I had growing up.
Hey.
So within that,
impact.
like just because you have a job, that don't mean you can't have a calling within that job.
I love
within
this.
that career.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do this sometimes because as an educator, the younger kids, yep, I agree.
Is that the kids do that?
Yeah, this is how
I've never seen that. Well, I never seen that. The only time
Okay,
I
well,
seen
Philly
that,
elementary school younger kids do. Some of the schools I was in, they do this.
I seen that in Rocket Power.
We do this sometimes. We can all do it. Come on, agree.
I'm like so far like removed from.
It's okay. It's
Bro,
okay. It's elementary.
Remember when that was like a moment though? We was doing that. We was doing that at school for like a moment. It was a moment in time. Well, we was like this. We was wearing the little Kanye glasses with the little slits in them. It was right on that same time period. It was a time we was.
I mean, I was.
Okay,
always,
I'm
I
sorry.
was always doing.
Oh yeah, and then I used to throw up gang signs back then. You know what I'm saying? That's the generic gang sign. Don't mean nothing. How many times you threw this up?
Well, to me, that means Sean Taylor. To me,
Why?
21.
What the?
That was his number.
No, I get it, but okay. All right, move on.
To me,
okay, that's cool.
it's going to mean something to
I
somebody
just
else.
never been like, I never seen somebody like, hey, rest in peace, Sean Taylor. I ain't never seen
But
that.
he was my favorite player. So
I get it.
When I was younger, anytime I took a picture, it was either this or it was that because he was my favorite player, 21.
Okay, I get it. Because when I used to take pictures, and still to this day, I do this, and that's from Dirk Nowitzki when he used to shoot the three, and he'd be like, so, okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a little tutorial right there for y'all.
But I think I just want, for the entrepreneurs that are listening, I just want people to understand that it's great to be an entrepreneur. You make your own schedule. You get up and you work in your own terms. You're working more than 8 hours if you're really doing what you need to be doing. You're working 12, 14, 16 hours sometimes.
That's a fact.
You're working.
Right, you're working.
Yeah, but sometimes you rather work harder for yourself than just for somebody else, under somebody else. So.
But what I will also say,
mm-hmm.
there are a lot of entrepreneurs who don't deal with people well?
Because
Ouch.
They don't deal with people well because
they want to work by themselves.
When you are a CEO of your brand,
Talk about it.
You represent what your brand is.
Yeah.
You're going to have to collaborate. You're going to have to hire people eventually.
Network.
You're going to have to network. If you are not able to work well with people, you are going to fail. If you don't have customer service, great customer service, you are going to fail. And I think we're so focused on trying to get to the money. That's great. But in order to get there, you have to be able to work well with people.
You gotta have relationships.
Yes.
You get what you want because you can't fund yourself.
Yeah. I mean, they say, right, it's about who you know. And as I've continued to move in my life, it is a lot about who you know. And it was something that was really important as an educator that I constantly told, because I was mostly in high schools, right? It's like you always want to make sure that you're treating people well. You're kind to people. You ain't got to like everybody. And not every opportunity or partnership or person is like, this is meant to be and destined. But you just never know when you walk into a room who knows someone else or knew someone, and then you have this tarnished reputation, and it's the breaking factor between you and an opportunity, between you and your next big contract, between you and elevating your business, the next sponsor, the next donor. And so I 100% agree. Like, I connect and build relationships, and it was not something I actually thought I was that good at until I started my business. And I owe that all to, like, I see so much of myself in that way with my dad. Like, my dad, I was always like, Dad, why you always gotta talk to people? Like, why? It was like, you the mayor of the town. Like, dang. And I used to be like, we was always the last person to leave. And now,
you get it.
I get it. I get it. Like, my dad had such great relationships. Unfortunately, he passed last year. But I'm like,
rest in peace.
Ooh, I see so much of myself, and I always have, in my dad. So, like, I feel like I'm carrying that. Like, he still lives within me, and as I, I'm picking up my business, I know how important that will be. So it's like there's a piece of him that's still here.
I know. I feel that. The great Trick Daddy said, everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Hey, no, I'm gonna listen to that song on the right way. Hey, come through, Trick Daddy.
Yeah, nah. Growing up, my pops, like, he used to be like, he said, every time we go somewhere, you know what I'm saying, you know somebody.
Yep.
You know somebody. And when he used to say that, I'm like, is that a bad thing? He was like, no, son. He said no, because you never know we going to need a favor in the field that you didn't think you knew anybody. And somebody going to come through for you. Yeah. And that happens so many times. Let me tell you something. Shout out to my man Chris at Metro PCS, because just talking to him, you know what I'm saying? You know how much money that man saved me. Just being cool with somebody at Metro PCS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Chris. Real talk. You never know. Just having a simple conversation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And showing kindness.
What? You know how many times I just talk, just be talking, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, you can just have this for free. Go ahead, brother. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I'm telling you, never know. And just being nice to that person.
Right.
You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? Yeah. They work at Nissan. You trying to get an Altima one day. You work at Nissan. I got you, brother.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never
I love it.
I mean, being pleasant with people, being respectful, being kind goes a long way in ways that sometimes we can't even comprehend what that does for people. Yep. And even though they may, in that moment, not say anything to you, they remember.
What does Maya Angelou said? People sometimes, what she said, people might forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Yes.
They'll never forget how you made them feel.
That's a fact.
Right? Like, I might not remember word for word what you said, but you really like made me feel like I was a piece of, or you made me feel really shameful about something. You won't forget
That's
emotions. You will not forget emotions.
That's a fact. I forgot what we was arguing about, but he had me he had me fucked up. Like, I don't know who he was talking to at that time. I forgot what he said, but he was talking to me crazy. His bitch times like that. When you try to, why you and such don't talk? You had to think about it like, girl, that was about 7 years ago. She said something crazy. I just don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? It's been situations like that.
Listen, our
very
intuition
often.
and feelings do not lie. They remember. They hold on to that in an energetic way as well, but we ain't here for that. And I think, too, also what's really important when we're thinking about building relationships, connections, and networking, right? Like, oftentimes, when we're running a business, we want the sale. But,
Right.
like, let's find a different way of building relationships with people other than always trying to be salesy, right? Like there's an art to networking where you can still talk about your business and like what you do without like, so you want to book my site, you want to schedule this, you want to like here, let's go, let's go. Like nobody wants that person. Nobody wants that person.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because with us having the podcast, and when you see certain people that you don't know, but you want to be on a podcast, that's a thing that I like try to be tasteful with. Because I don't want to just go to a person, hey, how you? I know you. You want to be on my podcast? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. So, like, I'd have met a couple people that I know, from Instagram that has a nice following and all that. So I don't want to. I could imagine they how many people that just come to them like, oh, you want to do this, you want to do that. Would be, first of all, most of the times I'm a fan. So I'm gonna come at you as a fan first.
Yeah.
Podcaster second. I'm gonna come at you as a fan.
Yeah.
Until you enjoy your work, probably, you know what I'm saying, bring up something that you did, one of your videos or something like that, you know what I'm saying, have a rapport first. Then once I feel that, that's when the podcast come up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a thin line. Like, do you struggle with that when you try to get somebody that you don't know? You know what I'm saying? It was like I don't struggle with it, but it was like it was like a thought process before. It was like, okay, Cordell, like you don't want to just, hey man, I'm Scoop. I have a podcast. I didn't want to do that.
Well, it's crazy. It's
like,
crazy you bring that up because when me and Brittany met, I didn't even bring my podcast up until
the very end, right?
Way after the fact.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we had already established some like connection.
Yeah, and a rapport. And
you didn't even ask in that moment. So you want to be on my podcast?
I didn't.
You want to be
right.
No, it was like, here is this podcast. Great, let me follow it. Because you seem like a cool person. We clearly have some things in common. And then there was some time that went by. And then it was, hey, Brittany, remember?
Yeah.
Would you like to be a guest on my podcast?
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Probably a very different reaction than had you asked me right then in that moment. Like, hey, I have this podcast. Do you want to? Whoa.
Yeah.
Who are you and what you about?
Right.
Like a podcast. What? Okay.
Yeah. So
you a Commanders fan, so I was.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know. I don't know, but podcast.
Yeah, she's a Giants fan.
Of course, she said she like New York.
Yeah, she's a Giants fan.
I mean, I can't really talk much. Much stuff. We're not good this season. It's fine.
That's okay. It's okay. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, y'all get off his contract next year, so y'all be all right.
Yeah, Daniel Jones. Hey.
Yeah, it's not his fault he got paid. No, it's not.
Yeah, 40
It's not good.
40
it's not
M's a year.
40 million.
40 M's a year.
You know what I'm saying?
But to answer your question, Scoop, I don't struggle with that because for the most part, the people that know us, that know me, number one, they already know I have a podcast, and even then, people who don't know me, I've been approached by people just like out across the area that, hey, do you have a podcast, right? So it's starting to get to the point where like people are like recognizing the show, to the point where I don't have to lead with, hey, I do this, I do that. For me, the biggest thing that I always try to do when I'm talking to anybody is just establish a rapport, establish a connection.
Yeah.
Break bread, talk about life. Hey, what do you have going on? Or, hey, how you feeling about this, feeling about that? Build all that up, and then we can get into like the inner weeds of other stuff. But I never lead with, hey, I have a podcast, and I think you would be great to have one. I never lead with that. Because they may not actually be good to come on to our platform, right? So even if it is someone who is a celebrity, and I'm not starstruck by anybody, but I'm not, honestly. He can tell you. I'm not. If I was to be starstruck by anyone, it will probably be two people. Barack Obama, Denzel Washington. That's it.
That's fair. That's a good
Everyone else is like, okay, all right, whatever. Normal person.
Okay.
You put your jeans on the same way I put my jeans on.
I see Barack.
Huh?
I see Barack.
Where?
At the NAACP convention when he was running.
Was Michelle there?
And I met Dave Chappelle.
Ooh,
Now that was
pretty.
Where? You never told me this.
Yes, I did tell you that at the NAACP convention in New York.
Bro, I don't remember that.
Like, did you see
Yeah.
them, or did you say hi, shake hands?
So I
picture?
seen Barack speak and then meet him. I met Dave Chappelle.
Ooh, so nice.
And he said, I Rick J's bitch. That shit was crazy.
You asked him to say it, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, I know you get this a whole lot. And I was like, you don't have to do it, but like, if you know what I'm saying? I'm like, when I ever gonna be at this moment ever again? And then I saw Dr. Cornell West speak as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Met Judge Mathis too. He was a dick.
For real?
Yeah. Dick.
I mean, he's from Chicago.
Detroit.
I thought he's from Chicago. Detroit?
Yeah. D for dickhead. I don't give a fuck who you are. You disrespect my mama, man.
Well,
Disrespect your mom?
Yeah.
hold on. Okay, we're going
I know,
way
I'm
off
sorry.
track right
My
now,
bad,
but
I'm sorry.
how? What?
Call me judge. I'm judge. Don't refer me to. See, and I was a kid. See, if I was a grown man, like it'd have been a very different situation.
Oof.
So, fuck Judge Mathis.
That hurt
I
my
actually
heart.
liked him too. And I met G. Garvin. I actually met him and took a picture of him. So that picture's somewhere in my house. G. Garvin, you know who G. Garvin is, right? Yeah. I met him and took a picture of him too as well. Okay. Yeah, that NAACP conventions was nice. I went to
They
one
were
to Cincinnati
all in
and one
there?
New York. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Great. Noted. Okay. Maybe
That's
Denzel
crazy.
will be there.
Yeah.
That's
it.
crazy.
That was, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, even with interacting with people that have a large following, because we've had people on the show that have large followings, and for the most part, the reason why they've come on the show is because like what we stand for, like who we are, right?
Those values
And
beliefs.
and I mean, and they've told me, the reason why I came on y'all show is because I appreciate what y'all doing, and what y'all stand for. And that means a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because I take a lot of, and Scoop takes a lot of pride in how we treat people, right? And even though we're in this hyper competitive capitalistic society, we don't forget the basics of just knowing how to treat people and be kind and be pleasant. Because negativity and toxicity rules our world and the internet. And regardless of what me and my best friend have going on, or where we go in this life, that we're not going to get away from ourselves and what we have going on. There's not going to be no amount of money that's going to force us to get out of our character or any of that, because
hell no.
It's a shuz mask that's disrespecting your mom.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
He lucky I was 16 because I was grown. I hit him in the throat.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, just that's how you establish those relationships and build a big network, just by how you treat people.
Yes. And to that point, well, while you did remember what he said, you also will never forget how he made you feel.
Right.
That's a fact.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Yep.
But I want to go back to something that we were talking about early at the very beginning, and being able to compartmentalize. Work, personal life,
family.
That's a part of personal life.
And you can break personal.
Thank you.
You know, all the way out. You could say work, relationships with friends, family, romantic, my health, physical health, my spiritual well-being, like all these different facets of life that we wear. You know.
Yeah, being able to. Oh, go ahead, bro.
So we talked about compartmentalization before, and like, I'm gonna bring this up.
Go ahead. Yeah,
I'm gonna bring this up.
I feel like we're preparing for something very big.
Just because I will bring you on my podcast, don't mean I still fuck with you. Like I still fuck with you. It just you're not coming on.
Right.
It's not coming on. Yeah. I have to compartmentalize. Like, look, man. We're not about to be talking about smoking weed all day and all that. Like, you have nothing going on. I love you. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain like, it's certain, like, we have to have, I'll never get, I'm going to bring this up. I don't care if any of my family, get offended about it. It's the truth. It had to happen. My mom had to go to the hospital one day. And I was the one that had to take her and all that. My grandma's very overprotective of my mother. She's a junior. She's named after her. I love you, Grandma. You know what I'm saying? At that moment, when she was calling to see what was going on, I could not pick up the phone. I had to make a decision. Grandma, I love you. I'm not picking up this phone right now. Because what you're going to say on this phone and how you're going to react, where I'm at and how I need to hold it down for my mom right now and the emotion state that I'm at right now, I cannot pick up this phone. I can't pick up this phone. And it's not disrespecting you. It's just what's best for my mother right now. What's best for my mother right now is me being in the state that I'm calm and collected to try to figure out what's going on with my mother. I don't need you piling on to whatever I'm already feeling. And I have to be at a certain time, a certain mindset, because my sister couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. I had to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to make the decision to compartmentalize, like, you're not hanging up on grandma is disrespectful. You're hanging up on grandma to make sure you are the best you for your mother right now.
And that is a boundary.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to make decisions like that. And people in your life that have to understand that, because she was pissed. When I say she was pissed. But I had to tell her I knew how you was about, just like how you are right now. I knew you was gonna be just like this. But I had to hang up on you so my mom could be good. You know what I'm saying? So don't look at it as disrespect. Take your feeling of your overprotectiveness. I did what was best for my mom in that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So compartmentalize. That word is very important in how you do that.
Yeah, being able to compartmentalize. I think sometimes too we get so we get so caught up in our feelings about everything.
Facts, Timo.
Everything. Like, we live in a society where people are offended about everything.
Everything.
You know, and I think sometimes if we just, like, take a step back and remove, I'm not going to say remove our feelings from it, but just, like slow down. Like, let's process things first before we're so quick to react to something that might not even be as big of a deal as we're making it be
at all
at that moment in time.
Like, at all. Like,
go ahead.
I've been in so many situations where just people don't know how to compartmentalize, like, at all. And it's just shit, like, especially when it comes to, I do a lot of labor work. In my lifetime, I still do it a little bit. When you have to work with somebody in labor and you try to get things done easily, first of all, it's frustrating doing labor. You know what I'm saying? It's already frustrating because you're moving this shit around. But when you're trying to do it as easy as possible, when you tell a person, well, oh, hey, do it this way, do it with that, this way, so we don't have to, you know, break our backs for this. Who are you talking to? Sir, I'm just trying to get this job done. I'm not trying to talk to you a certain type of way, sir. I'm really not. I just want to get this job done. I really do. Like, I'm not trying to talk to you as a child. No, because you I see if you can see on my face. Like, and I'm not gonna put no names out there because he might be watching the show right now. And if you are and you know who I'm talking about, hey, I got love for you, cuz. But like, goddamn, bro, I just want to pick both of these tables up at once, so we don't gotta make 2 trips. I'm not trying to talk to you a certain type of way, sir. I'm not. I'm just trying to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm a server too. Ma'am, I'm not trying to ignore you, but you already got appetizers in. They don't got no drinks.
Yeah.
Give me a second, and I'll come back to you. I got to go back to them. I'm not talking to you a certain type of way. I just got to get my job done. Like, bruh, like.
Yeah. That's exhausting, bro. I mean, think about that, because we all do that a lot in our lives, bro. Like, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
That's exhausting because we have to, it's almost like you have to not explain everything, but like just over emphasize, hey, this is not that, or this, it's just,
I'm not trying to disrespect you, ma'am.
Yeah,
it's just a lot. Disrespect you, ma'am. They don't have nothing. You have drinks and all that. They don't have nothing. You have appetizers in. Let me get them, and I'm going to come back and get your entree. Please, ma'am. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Why everybody else got their food? Because you order a prime rib, it take a little longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got burgers and wings and shit. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
that emotional regulation it's a needed skill. We have to be able to emotionally regulate.
That is a skill.
That's how I be high,
be
man.
able to do that. And there's someone who I really look up to and admire, and she is an emotional regulation coach. Like, this is the work that she does, and I absolutely love her. And
what's her name?
Her name is Mickey Bay. She's so
Mickey
wonderful.
Bay.
Yeah, Mickey Bay. You can follow her on Instagram. She's wonderful, and she talks about
say that again.
Emotional regulation coach. Like,
all right.
She talks about what it means, like, because we do have to regulate our emotions rather than control, right? Well, I mean, it is controlling our emotions, right? Some people go from 0 to 100,
real quick,
and we're quick to blame someone else versus, well, I'll never forget, she had this like one post that I like loved, and she was talking to somebody, and the person was like upset that, well, this person, pushed my buttons and da. And she said, well, why you gave him a button to push?
Damn,
that's for you. You gave him a button to push, and you have to own that.
That's hard though.
You have to own that, because if you give them a button to push, you're giving, again, similar themes here. You're giving them the power, and then you want to blame them for making you upset. But you allowed them to get
make
you to
upset.
That place.
Yeah,
and
I've been there several. Yeah.
Well, we all have those moments. We're never gonna be perfect at it, right?
But what you say to me?
It's I know. Yes. Listen, now that I have a car, I am like, I have to emotionally regulate my driving skills, because I am just. Well, first of all, Maryland drivers. let me just state this. Maryland drivers, there is this button in the car that you can press up or down to signal if you're going to turn.
Hold on, you from New York, right?
Or right.
You from New York, right?
Yeah, well, what's the problem? And I was in Philly. Like, my second home is also Philly.
Yeah,
Shout
like.
So, like, but what's the problem?
New York drivers.
But we signal. Like, we just are urgent to get to places.
Just because you signal, right? Just because you signal, don't mean you're in the right. And just because you signal, don't mean it's not people walking in the crosswalk you're about to hit.
You got to walk
So
fast.
just because your ass
You got work.
got a damn signal on, that don't mean, hey, I'm turning. No, don't turn.
But here's
just
the thing.
because you got your signal on, don't mean you're right.
Listen,
I agree with you. Maryland people
Mistake,
don't know how to signal, but like y'all signal and still be wrong.
I push the
I'm
button.
signal.
I
Ow!
gave him the button.
It's not a button.
I
It's
gave
not a
him the
button.
button.
I'm just saying, don't talk about Maryland drivers and like you're not from New York.
All
Like,
I'm
that's all
saying is we urgent and we got places to be. My question is
livelihoods.
I don't know if I need. You don't have your signal on, but yet I'm crossing and I'm waiting for you to go ahead because But then you say, "Oh no, I'm turning." No, I cannot. I cannot do it. If there's a blinker, click it up, click it down. There's a left, there's a right.
You're totally right.
Just let me know where you going.
No, you're totally right.
Let me know.
I didn't say you was wrong. I'm just saying.
Because my goodness. Oh, Maryland. Somebody told me, by the way, that where I live in Maryland, it's not Maryland. They said, oh, you just live in Maryland. And I was like, okay.
Where do you live at?
I live Silver Spring.
That's Maryland.
Yeah, that's Maryland.
Not Maryland.
Somebody said it's not Maryland, that's Maryland.
Right. That's
and
Maryland.
I was like,
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
here we go.
That's
Here we
Maryland.
go. But yes. Well, there were about 3 cars on my drive here that just didn't get their car had a signal button
Now,
in there.
did they have?
No, you're right. You're right.
Did they have Virginia tags?
No, because Virginia, I'll tell you already what the problem with Virginia drivers is. Virginia doesn't understand that the left lane is for the fast drivers. So
I think that's a thing everywhere, though.
no, Virginia.
Is it
hands
specific?
down,
I don't drive a lot of Virginia.
All slow drivers drive in the left lane, the fastest lane. I said,
Wow.
I can't tell you how many times in Virginia I'm driving in the right, just speeding on by because all the slow ones is in the left. That's Virginia for you. Yeah. DC drivers, I'll give them a little bit because they got all these roundabouts and architecturally that is the worst urban city design structure you could ever do. But I'll give DC drivers they ain't the worst.
Here's the thing about DC and driving in DC.
Please tell me.
Okay, because the lanes are whoever decided.
Well, Florida Avenue finally got paved.
Let me tell you something.
For those.
The street is fucked up. The lanes can be the streets is fucked up. And they keep doing construction on the same road. And I'm like, well, I fixed it right the first fucking time. You know what I'm saying? The lanes are confusing. You know what I'm saying? They merge into it. You end up on the wrong side of the road. You be like, God damn. And then the people don't know how to drive. And then they had the damn audacity to give a full lane to the bike people. A full lane. A full lane. So, even where it's no lane, they feel like they got a lane. So, it's just bike people, scooters, people with the little one-wheel joint, the one wheelie, where he just be like this on the side of the road. Like, I can't just nick you and your life over. You know what I'm saying? And none of that. And then they don't even got no signal. They don't even do the bike signal. Because when you're on a bike pass and you're a biker, your bike signal when you want to get over somebody, you do this. You do that. They don't even do that. They just, you're on a bike, sir.
Well, they're picking up on Maryland.
What are you doing?
Must be Maryland bikers.
No, DC, like they act like they're in cars. Like for real. They act like in cars. I'm about to go over. Why are you going the sidewalk? Why are you trying to go over?
It's the but
what the fuck, y'all?
It's okay. So the people you are describing, okay, and this is I'm not.
And then in Maryland, they want to have a whole group of people covering up the whole. It's no lane. It's no bike lane over here in Maryland. What are y'all doing having a whole Tour de Bowie? Not Tour de France, Tour de Bowie. And y'all it's 20 of y'all in a lane. And I'm trying to get the... Go ahead.
Tour de Bowie.
Hey, go ahead and call Department of Transportation after this, bro. Just go ahead, bro.
You know they ain't gonna do nothing.
How long you been waiting to get that off your chest?
Also, the speed limits are I'm just trying to understand why we got to drive 20 miles per hour.
20 miles per hour. You go 26. They got a stop sign. They got a stop sign camera. Got a speed camera everywhere. Got a light camera.
They got all the things in the DMV.
Man.
Can we get a bicycle camera? Can we get a bicycle camera where they ride down the lane with no bike lane? Can we get a camera to snap their ass and get them a damn ticket? Get out the road. Sidewalk right there.
Oh, that is too good. That's too good. Yep. Well.
I mean, he's right.
It's fair.
He's right.
It's fair. Wow. Well, thought that we was a simple Maryland driver left and right. We got
that evolved into a whole.
Woo!
Yeah, I miss when bike people was on the sidewalk, went to a bike trail, went to a park to go ride their bikes. I miss that. I miss that so much. They had the nerve to be mad at the mopeds and the scooters and the dirt bikes. But you created a whole lane.
Yep.
Let them drive their bike. Let them drive the ATVs. If you making lanes for bicycles, they don't got no motor.
I would say Philly is probably not much different. Like bicyclists are very entitled, and there's.
Where we was at, I ain't really see too much.
Well, I mean, the thing about see Philly, just like Atlanta, the potholes.
Okay, yeah, we have terrible.
Listen.
Yeah, Philly.
The potholes are practically sinkholes.
Let me tell you something.
Philly roads.
Yeah, tear a car ACL real quick.
Up. I know. I feel like I got to get a car inspection right now after my travels to Philly this week.
Listen,
it's bad. It's bad.
Listen,
yeah,
before you go to Philly, shout out to Philly, shout out to Atlanta. I'm sorry.
Shout out.
But before you go
Philly.
to those two places, you better make sure you have an alignment.
Just get a rental car.
Or that.
Get a rental car. Don't bring your nice car with you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Or get a bike.
Shut up.
Oh, I wouldn't ride a bike in Philly any day of the week. No, I would not. Because Philly drivers don't care. Philly drivers will run your behind over. They do not care.
I mean, I think Philly, I don't know.
I think
Philly drivers are good.
I had a good time in Philly, though. Like, I wasn't driving. Y'all was driving when we was in Philly. Yeah. But it looked like it wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? From my point of view.
Where were you in Philly?
Where were we at in Philly? It was in somewhere. Shit. I don't remember.
I forgot.
That was a lot of J's ago. I don't remember that.
Center City, North Philly, Germantown, West Philly, South Philly.
It wasn't
Germantown, was it?
It was North Philly.
Like North Philly?
It was North Philly.
North Philadelphia, born and raised.
Where'd you guys get a cheesesteak from?
We did not have time to do that.
I didn't drive. So I was
in
in mercy. Do you hear what I'm saying?
I
was hurt. Do you understand me? I'm like, damn, we can't go to D'Alessandro's or none of that, man. But the thing was,
but you knew where to go.
Hold on. See, I got mine from Max's. Yeah.
I heard that's like commercial. Like if you want to go to D'Alessandro's. No. That's what I heard.
Max's? No, Max's in the trenches.
I heard it's like
the straight off Broad Street.
When I'm in commercial, that's like the place that everybody goes. That's what I heard.
I mean, I don't know.
Max's is. I know a lot of people who do like Max's.
I loved it.
D'Alessandro is a small spot. D'Alessandro. Shout out gyms. What? Those are my two places.
When I went to D'Alessandro, this was back in like 2012 and all that. I took one home with me.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They was like, why you keep posting stuff? Because I'm in
That's
Philly.
accurate. That's accurate. But man, yeah, you gotta go back.
Because it's one across the street. It's one. I forgot the name of it. That's right.
Chubby's.
Okay. I tried both of them. Chubby's Eye. Chubby's Eye is solid. Man. And they knew I wasn't from here because I said steak and cheese. I was like, ooh.
Oh, gosh.
They said, ooh, where you from? I'm like, I said, huh? They was like, yeah, you're not from here talking about steak and cheese.
That's what we call it down
It's cheese steak. I'm like,
what do you call like a
said,
sub?
man.
What do you guys call a sub? Like you want to get a sandwich. Like what do you call it?
A sandwich.
We don't call it hero.
You don't call it hero. You don't call it hoagie. You don't call it a sub.
No, we call it sub. We call it sub or whatever we're gonna get. The ham and cheese club, meatball sandwich.
What do you call if you want to get a large pizza?
A large pizza. We don't got no names for it, but
Yeah, a large pizza.
yeah, we just getting the pizza. We don't say pie, none of that shit.
What happens if you just want to get one?
We get slice, jumbo slice.
Okay, so you at least call us.
We get slice, yeah. Because it's actually a slice. What y'all call it? Slice, yeah.
Yeah.
Slice of pie.
Let me get a pie.
Yeah, let me get a slice of pie.
Let me get a large pie.
No, we're not talking about apple pie or like boysenberry or blueberry. Like we're talking about a pizza. So we say, can I get a jumbo slice of pizza? You know what I'm saying? So like, we don't call it a pie because it's not a pie. So yeah.
Okay. Well, to all you sandwich orders.
Yeah.
Let me get a sandwich.
Let me get steak and cheese. You hear me?
Yeah, we definitely say steak and cheese.
Steak and cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Steak and cheese.
Let me tell you something.
Steak and cheese.
Yeah, steak and cheese.
It's crazy, and we've talked about this before on the show. When you go to like different places,
Oh, they can know.
and
right
the lingo
They
is
just know, yeah.
like we talked about like soda and pop and
Let me tell you something.
yeah.
Ain't nobody said pop. Like for real. I
feel
thought
like
only
like Midwest,
I
maybe
thought
like
on at a certain
Chicago.
okay. Yes.
Chicago,
I'm about to
Midwest,
get I was
they'll
just
say
about
pop.
to get there.
They'll say pop.
Because the only time I heard somebody say pop, they were, no disrespect, they were white and elderly. Or it was like one of those back in the day movies. And most of them had white people in it. Or a black and white movie. You watch a Honeymooners or something. Not Cedric Entertainment, the original. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I go to school. One of my roommates, hey, shout out to X. Hope you doing good, brother. Shout out to you, brother. He was like, yeah. He was like, because they called everybody folks down there. And I told you my nickname down there was Fat Folks, which I thought was terrible, but it stuck. And I just, okay, it is what it is. So he was like, hey, Fat Folk, you want a pop? And I was like, what? I was like, I was like, a pop, bro. Like, so like, and back in those times, like pop even mean two things in the DMV.
Yeah.
Either you got a problem with me.
You got a what?
You got a problem with me. Like, you
Yeah.
try to pop off. Like, what
Okay.
you mean? We was just cool. Like, what do you want to pop off with me for?
But they would say
Or
pop,
pop.
off. You would never hear it
Yeah,
say,
no,
oh,
cool.
you trying to pop?
But no, that's true. But it's still like it didn't register.
Yeah.
Or they popping off. You know what I'm saying? Like at that time. So when he said it, I was so confused. I'm like, bro, what you mean pop? He pull out an ice cold grape crush. It was like a pop. I was like, nigga, a soda? Bro, y'all out here calling soda pop?
That's
Yeah,
a Midwest
bro.
thing. That's a
Bro,
Midwest
where
thing.
you from, bro? What the fuck is going on here?
So what do you call it? A soda, a Coke?
Call it
Soda.
It's a soda, or call it whatever it is called, a crush. Let me get that ginger ale. Let me soda. Like ain't nobody talking about no pop. You talking about pop? You talking about Pop Smoke? I like his music. What you talking about? Pop.
Yeah.
Well, because
Ain't
in a
no
lot of
damn
places
pop.
too,
Pop.
they would say Coke
Yeah.
as like generic for soda.
That's ridiculous. Don't talk about pass you a Coke and you get mad that I pass your actual Coke and you talking about no, I wanted a sun kiss. Nigga, say that. Don't be talking. What we doing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What we doing?
Are we Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Both?
Neither.
Pepsi.
Okay, so what's your soda of choice?
Oh, Sprite.
Sprite.
Yes.
Right?
Sprite is the best soda
What?
of all time.
Sprite?
Are we being serious?
Sprite
It's the best soda of all time.
Right.
It's the best soda of all time.
of all time.
Of all time.
Mm.
Hold on. Hold on.
A Sprite.
A Sprite?
Hold on, man. Hold on, man.
Y'all hear this?
This person said neither. Also, I'm sorry that you don't eat
Thank
cheese.
you. Talking about Coke and the only dark soda I really enjoy.
Don't say it.
And I'm a nigga, and you already know what I'm about to say.
Don't say it.
Grape. I'd rather bust down a Dr. Pepper than to bust down a Coke and Pepsi. Now, I won't say I won't drink a Coke or Pepsi, but I would never be like, ooh, I want a Coke. I want a Pepsi. Hell no. Give me a Sprite. Give me a Crush. You hear me?
Okay. I'm with you with the crushes.
Like, yeah, the Crush, some kids.
All of
You know
them.
what I'm saying?
A Dr.
Sierra
Pepper?
Mist.
Sierra.
I bust the ginger ale.
Mountain Dew.
No, I don't drink. No, as a kid, I used to fuck up the Mountain Dew, like Cold Red, Lime Wild, all that stuff. And then you read in the back, and it was like, yeah, it's showing your sperm count. I want kids, so I stopped drinking Mountain Dew.
Wait,
You know,
they said
strawberry Fanta.
They said
Hey,
Mountain
T-Mo,
Dew.
strawberry Fanta, the Fanta, pineapple, blueberry. They got pineapple ginger ale, Canada Dry,
That's just
Torch.
sparkling juice to me.
You
That's
hear
not
me?
soda. That's not soda.
You know what I'm saying? I say Sprite. Do you so nice?
I'm still stuck on the part where you said Sprite is the best soda.
Soda all time.
Nah, that's crazy.
Let me tell you something.
That's
Peak
crazy.
Sprite is when you go
Thank you.
in Peak Sprite, right? Peak Sprite.
What?
When you go to that McDonald's and get that Sprite, bro, it's no other soda, nowhere else that come close to a McDonald's Sprite.
No, McDonald's Coke.
McDonald's
is
Sprite, McDonald's Coke is good.
really good. It's good, and I will
is
say,
good. It's good.
McDonald's Sprite is also delicious.
Now Mexican Coke. You ever had Mexican Coke out the glass or out the front?
Yeah. The one you
Now
gotta
that-
pop with a.
Now,
with a-
yeah, now that, hey.
But you gotta go to because it's you gotta go to like a Mexican restaurant to get that.
Yeah.
What? I think it. Or
And
is it
Seventh Street Burgers down in Georgetown got it too. Delicious. They burgers is delicious.
Okay. No.
I mean,
Timo said
delicious.
Sprite way better.
Thank you, T-Mo!
That's crazy, bro.
Thank you, T-Mo!
No, this
That's-
is also the person,
that's-
and no shade,
That's
but
crazy.
they don't eat cheese, so they can't get steak, or they could just get steak, not steak and cheese.
Who?
What?
Who? Timo?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
He just eat a steak sandwich. He don't got no cheese.
But
no
you could maybe
mayonnaise.
put some peppers
no
on it.
A
Can you-
steak
can you
sandwich with no
put-
cheese?
I know, that's why I'm
Timo,
saying.
what?
He didn't
Sorry.
say that. Did
Yes,
he
he
say
did.
that?
Scroll up.
Hold on.
That's
Did he say that?
It said SHIT.
Shit, I don't eat cheese, so I get a steak, no cheese. Hey,
Nah,
Timo,
that's
no,
crazy. Nah, bro, that's
You can't order that in
crazy.
Philly.
Horrible.
You can't order that in Philly.
That's not horrible. That's horrible. That is bad.
Horrible.
Are you like lactose? That's bad.
Yeah, what's the
'Cause I love
rationale
cheese.
behind that?
You got to
I
put
love
some
cheese.
mayo and
Man,
ketchup
no,
on
matter of fact,
it.
you got to call in off of that.
He got a steak sandwich. Yeah, can I get
No.
a steak
You
sandwich?
can't go to Philly and order that. You can't do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, man,
No,
listen.
you can't do that. No.
Yeah, you ain't gonna make it out the city.
Order is, let me get a cheesesteak. Let me get provolone and American with some sweet peppers, mayo, and ketchup.
I need some grilled onions and mushrooms on that thing.
No.
I need some grilled
Actually, no.
onions and mushrooms on that
Not
thing.
You
the peppers,
gotta have
grilled
onions.
onions, but no to the mushrooms.
Nah, I need that mushroom.
Nah, no to the mushrooms.
I love
Nah.
mushrooms. I mean, I'm not mad at y'all for not liking mushrooms, and I get it.
No, I like mushrooms.
it.
No,
Yeah, just
not on my
cheesesteak.
cheesesteak. No.
What?
No, not on my cheesesteak.
What do you like
No.
mushrooms on? What do you rather have mushrooms on?
I just have them as a side on some portobello mushroom.
You just eat a side of portobello mushrooms? Only did that one time, but that's when we went to Del Frisco, so you know it's a little fancy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly how I
delicious,
like
but
them.
I just don't do that on the normal unless it's fried. Now fried mushrooms,
I would rather have mushrooms on the pizza.
yeah, you rather. I mean, I would love mushrooms on a pizza, but like,
Oh, God.
you like mushrooms and don't like mushrooms on a pizza?
You okay?
Can we have a sound effect that's
I
like?
bust down. I bust down. I bust down mushrooms. I bust
Because
down. I bust down.
this is what's wrong with all y'all non-meat workers. Ordering some pizza. First of all, just a plain slice, or you gotta have sausage or pepperoni. That's it. That is.
So no. So
First
no,
of all,
so,
that's good.
Hold on, so
but
no
I'm
supreme.
not- hold on,
Who's
man.
putting also? Are any of you all
No,
pineapple? Put your
no,
pineapple
no.
on your pizza.
I knew you was gonna say that.
No,
How did I know you was gonna
absolutely
say
not.
that? No,
I just had to check.
Would I eat it? Would I eat it? it depends on the circumstance. But would I go outside my way to go order that? Nah, I wouldn't do that.
See, I wouldn't eat it.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm not eating it.
Now, you don't like Supreme Pizza though?
No.
Man,
That's
you
crazy,
bugging.
Brittany.
No, I want a plain slice, I want a slice with pepperoni, or I want a slice with sausage, and that's it.
I don't know bacon on that thing. You don't want no bacon on that thing.
No, but have you had bacon on your cheesesteak? Because that is banging.
Nigga, hell yeah.
On what?
Bacon.
Hey, Timo, you gotta stop this mess. Look what this man said.
No,
what are you talking about? You order a pizza with no cheese. What we doing, Timo? What are we doing? What are we? And you talking about pineapple, a pizza with no cheese, and pineapples, Timo?
Hey, hold on, man.
No.
No. Bro, what's going on, man?
Yo!
This person has.
Hey, hold on, man.
You've been banned from Philly and New York officially.
Timo, hey, bro, man, you gotta call in, man. What's happening, bro?
Just don't eat pizza. Don't eat pizza. Don't eat pizza. What are we doing?
Do you eat lasagna?
What are we
with no
doing?
Do you eat lasagna with no cheese?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
So tacos with no cheese. You never had a proper grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
No, all your burgers, you just eat hamburgers, no cheese. Quesadillas, no cheese. No cheesecake in your diet. What are we doing out here?
Yeah.
There's so much good thing with cheese. You ain't gonna have no Korean hot dog that got cheese in it. You ain't have a proper club sandwich. Ain't no cheese. Nachos.
Queso.
You ain't had that's part of the nachos. They
Yeah.
come with queso.
Yeah.
What are we doing, Timo? What are we doing? You are missing out on life, my
Man,
boy.
I'm telling you, bro.
What are we? A pizza with no cheese with pineapple.
Let's say, is this by choice or is this because you might be lactose?
I asked that question already. He ain't answering. Yeah, that's by choice. That's nasty.
As we wait. Dun, dun, dun,
Right, yeah.
Awful.
Nah, that's
awful.
crazy.
I can't.
Just look how nasty a pizza look without the cheese.
How you eat a pizza with no? There you go. How you eat a pizza with no cheese?
Hey, Timo, now,
Timo.
you gotta explain yourself, bro.
Timo, why, bro? Bro, that's like I want a BLT with no BL. Like, why? What we doing?
Well, I like
Yo,
BLT.
what's going on?
No tea.
You know
What you mean,
cheese
what's
and
going
no
on?
cheese and eating asses. What's going on, Timo?
Hey, what's it called? I don't know. I ain't never just cheese ain't been something I ain't never liked cheese. You know,
So
even
just
since
don't
I was
like
young.
cheese. You just don't like cheese.
Preference.
Yeah, it ain't that I'm lactose. Yeah, cheese is never something I like.
I
Okay.
know, but why eat
It's crazy.
pizza?
I used when I was growing up. When I was growing up, my aunts and them used to always get upset with me because they'll order pizza and I'll be the one like peeling the cheese off, taking the cheese off the pizza. Eventually, once I got older, I just started ordering pizza with no cheese.
So you eating a bowl of pizza.
Why eat pizza though?
Right.
I mean, you know, it's just a pizza with no cheese. I be telling people to try it. Hey,
You know how
you know,
disgusting a pizza look without cheese?
I be telling people to try it. Hey, you know, you get around some people and they've been drinking and smoking, you know, and that what's it called? Then they eat a slice of the pizza. They're like, damn, this don't bomb as hell.
I'd be damned.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting across from a smoker right now,
I be damned.
and I could guarantee you, he ain't never gonna order no
I be
pizza.
damned.
He ain't never
I be
gonna order
damned.
no pizza without no cheese.
I'd be damned. I'd be damned. See when what
That's
things?
crazy.
If I don't like what makes the dish, I just don't order it. I just don't order
That's
it.
fair. That's fair.
You are eating something that's 90% cheese with no cheese. Just don't eat it. Get some spaghetti and meatballs. Just get some pasta or something.
No, it's so
Put it in
much
a
pasta
bowl.
that has cheese on it. You can't put no Parmesan cheese on it.
That's cool though.
No.
That's cool though. That's cool though. That's not on the same level of egregiousness as a pizza with no cheese or pasta
Wait,
with no cheese.
You've never had a grilled cheese before? Oh, okay. I wonder if he ever had a grilled
Yeah,
cheese.
you was tired of hearing the truth. Because you know that's wrong.
I was wondering, what y'all were saying.
Oh, the sound wasn't good. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But you hear me now. That shit is nasty, man.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Just eat some pasta. That's all we saying.
Okay.
Just eat some pasta, man.
All right, Timo, have you had a grilled cheese before?
Man,
That's the OG right there.
that's an OG
Grilled
struggle
cheese.
meal. That and the baked beans with the cut up hot dog.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
back in the day,
That's a,
boy,
that's a Maryland thing, though.
that's a Maryland thing. That's not a
What?
Maryland thing. Cut up hot dogs? Nah, that's crazy. You ain't never had no grilled cheese before. It's crazy. But what's the
Dang,
name?
Timo, that's crazy.
That's not
bro.
a
Franks
Maryland
and
thing.
beans.
I thought we just did that.
No, Franks and beans is what?
Rice and beans or the cut up hot dog with the joint. Yeah,
That's a Frank. Well, I call it Franks and beans. That's exactly what
Franks
it is.
and beans.
yeah, Franks and beans.
Franks and beans.
Franks and beans.
But we didn't call it that.
But that's
No.
okay. It's the same thing.
No. As a whole, no.
Yeah.
I'll make a whole dish of that.
my people from the South, so like you know what I'm saying. They did, but like other people, like nah.
And you put some brown sugar on that.
Oh,
some
yeah.
Brown sugar on what?
On the Franks and beans.
I ain't never thought to do that. That probably sound good, but I never thought to do that.
What? Oh, you missing out with a little bit of bacon in there.
I ain't never done no brown sugar
well, hold
on
on.
my hot dog.
Not no bacon.
Bacon go good on everything.
Bacon does go good on everything.
Bacon good on everything.
Except maybe dessert.
Ham, cheese. No, I'm gonna stop you right there. Let me tell you something. Don't knock it till you try it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Bacon go good with certain ice cream.
No,
Bacon
come on,
I had a
No,
bacon.
no,
I had a bacon.
Nah.
I had a bacon peanut butter cupcake, and it was delicious.
No.
What?
I'm telling you,
No.
bacon go good on everything.
I don't know.
Everything.
I haven't tried it, but I don't know if you guys have gone to Tyra's ice cream parlor down in Woodley Park. So they do have they do have a bacon ice cream there. So I heard it's pretty decent.
Bacon ice cream.
Bacon.
Federal Donuts has some bacon crusted
Is
like
it?
a maple.
Bacon
I've seen
donut.
that.
I had
I've seen
a
that.
maple bar with bacon on that thing. That shit is good. Mama, stop it with that anchovies.
Oh, my dad used to love anchovies on
Hey,
his pizza. On a
Timo
pizza.
about to piss me off. He about to piss me. You see that comment, bro? Oh, he about to piss me off
Yo,
in
this
here.
show is going off the
He
rails,
about to piss me
man.
off in here and talk about he don't like no peanut butter and jelly.
No, that's okay. What's his name?
Timo.
Timo, I agree with you on that one.
You don't
Sometimes
like
I
peanut
would.
butter and
Peanut butter
jelly
and
either?
jelly?
I don't like really peanut butter like that, so I would just have a jelly sandwich.
Okay, that's jelly.
Okay,
toast.
that's okay.
Jelly
That's not
toast.
bad.
Jelly toast. That's not bad.
Yep.
That's not bad. But the PB and
Cut the
J just
crust
hit
out.
different, bro. Like when everybody talking about how you ever notice when anybody talking about a good combo, what they say? It go together like peanut butter and jelly.
That is fair.
You know what I'm saying?
I just don't like peanut butter
Man.
like that.
So you don't like Reese's?
Do you get what's
No.
the name?
That's crazy, man.
This show has been brought to you by.
This show has.
What are we doing?
I've learned so much today.
Reese's?
Reese Cup is the best candy known.
No, it's
to
not.
man.
No, it's not.
It's the
Hell
best
no.
candy.
No, it's not.
known
Tell me
to
yours.
man.
A frozen Reese's?
Oh no, it's
Y'all
not.
not about
it's
to
not.
do this to
You
me
don't
right
know how
now.
long. One, you don't know how long that Reese's. Whenever you pick it up, you don't know how long it's been there.
Who gives
And
a
it pretty
fuck?
much.
That's anybody. That's
No,
any candy.
no,
That's any
no,
candy.
no,
You
no,
can say that about
no.
any candy.
There's a difference with the Reese's cup. With the Reese's cup, it has that weird bitter aftertaste.
No, it doesn't.
Once you
What
take
Reese's
that bite.
are you eating? What Reese's are you
What
eating?
name others that are there?
You know, man,
So what's your
what are you
favorite?
putting over it? What are you putting over Reese's right now?
Twix.
You're putting Twix over Reese's.
100% Twix. Final answer.
You're putting Twix over Reese's.
Final answer.
That is blasphemy.
Well, Twix.
That is, but Twix is good.
wait,
though.
bitch.
Twix
Hold
is
on.
good though.
Bitch.
Twix is good
It
though.
is.
But that's blasphemy.
Twix is my second favorite candy
Man.
behind
It's
Reese's.
Twix,
Man.
Snickers. Yep.
Snickers is
And
the
a
most
frozen
overrated
Snickers? What?
candy
What?
ever, bro.
And I don't even like
It's
peanut
Snickers
butter
is
like
the
that.
most overrated
It's so
candy
overrated.
Okay.
ever.
I'm gonna give you my
My
third.
second is a Butterfinger. I bust down a
Oh,
Butterfinger
butter-
any day of the
I'll get
week.
Butterfingers number 3.
Any day of the week. I love Butterfinger.
I'm
Give me some
gonna
dick.
give you-
Bring back the Butterfinger BBs. Can we bring back the Butterfinger BBs? Bring back the Butterfinger BBs.
I'm an almond joy. I'm an almond joy person. Yep.
I don't even want to talk to you no more.
Yep.
Pretty
Almond joy.
Almond Joy?
I don't even want to talk to you no more.
I
don't
had
even
to
wanna
go
talk you
and
no
grab
more.
like a big box
Almond
of candy.
Joy is one of the top maybe top 10 worst things I've ever had in my life. No, real talk.
No,
Almond Joys is horrible.
No.
It's so much candy.
No, them Raisinets.
That's
what?
horrible.
Oh my gosh.
It's not horrible. It's horrible.
No, it's
That
not.
is bad. It's so many candies that
You
I'm
just
taking
don't like
over
coconut?
that. Huh?
You don't
I
like
like coconut. I like German chocolate cake. I like coconut. Almond Joys is awful. Almond Joys is awful.
Almond Joy is better than Reese's
taking
Pieces.
Kit Kat over
Oh,
that.
oh,
I'm
Kit
taking
Kat is
Hershey
good.
over that. Even though I think Hershey and Snickers are overrated, I'm taking that over Almond Joy.
chips. Favorite
Three
chips.
Musketeers, I'm eating it over that.
Favorite chips?
Favorite chips.
Oh, honey.
Grandma Utz.
Grandma Utz. Oh, Martin's. Martin's.
Grandma
Sour cream and onion. Martin's. Or honey barbecue. Martin's.
Or
Martin's.
Or the Carolina barbecue Utz.
Martin's. Okay. What's your favorite chip?
Cheetos.
That's in my top 3, so I ain't.
Okay.
I love Cheetos.
Cheetos. But
What
wait,
Cheetos?
the Cheetos.
What kind of Cheetos?
Okay, so I'm definitely more of the puff one, the one that's in the blue and orange bag, and then the crunchy ones.
Okay.
And then if I'm feeling bold, maybe the hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe.
I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna put the crunchies first, and then the puffs on the third. Because with the puffs, you gotta get greasy with the puffs, and when you don't feel like getting
Timo,
greasy,
we're not reading your
with the
comments
puffs,
no more, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not a fan of chocolate? Oh my gosh!
We're not reading your comments no more, bro. That's crazy.
Now I do like Lifesavers though. Now Lifesavers is good. I'm gonna give him that. Lifesavers is good, but he don't like chocolate.
What
at
are
all.
we?
So you just don't like fun. You don't like happiness.
What kind of
That's
childhood
you
you
don't,
had
you don't
growing
like
up, bro?
bliss.
Yeah.
No cheese,
He
no
probably ate
chocolate.
just straight Sour Pouch kid.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
The Reese
man.
Puff cereal was good though. What's y'all cereal? If
Reese Puff cereal?
Reese Puff cereal
cereal?
was alright though. It was alright though. But what's the name? If y'all don't say this one cereal, within y'all top 3, we fighting.
So top 3, hands down, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Thank you! That's all we need to hear! Ah!
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's all we need to hear! Ah!
Apple Jacks.
Get it out!
Okay,
That is
okay.
gum wreckers! Those are gum wreckers! They wreck your gums! That red in the milk, that's your blood from your gums.
No, it's not.
That's the blood from your gums. The red
Apple
from your
Jacks?
they're gum jackers. They fuck your gums up. It's
And
fucked up.
Lucky Charms, top 3.
No Captain Crunch.
Overrated.
Captain Crunch
Overrated.
would be, they're in the top 10 for sure, but they're not my favorite.
The
Overrated.
top 10.
Overrated. The Oreos. Now I'm about to be
I like
old
Fruit
head with
Loops.
this. I'm
The,
about to be
the
old head
Oreo
with
what?
it. Oreo cereal.
The cereal?
Yeah, the Oreo cereal. You never had the Oreo cereal? It's so
I
good.
did, but it
it's
was-
delicious.
it was.
You bugging.
No.
Cookie Crisp, delicious. Now I'm about to bring up
Cookie
a cereal.
Crisp.
Yeah, Cookie Crisp is delicious. Honey Nut Cheerios, delicious. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? O's with the crunch, the little honey crunch O's.
Okay.
Not honey
Those-
nuts crunch. O's.
Those are okay.
Those are. Stop saying they're okay. They're not okay.
My-
Don't do that. They're not okay. They're great. They're great. Now I'm about to bring something up, and I know y'all gonna say it's nasty, and I understand, but
Snap, Crap, Gold
with
Pie?
sugar
Rice
or
Krispie
with
treats.
brown
The
sugar,
Rice Krispies.
no, I like Rice Krispies, but not really the cereal. I like Rice Krispies,
Like treats.
not this like treats, yes, but not the cereal. With sugar or brown sugar, Wheaties.
Oh. You
You
do.
need it. You
That's
need
the
it.
only way to eat it.
If you put
Wheaties.
some brown sugar. Now my dad was an old school dad. You know what I'm saying?
Or like Frosted Flakes.
Timo, log out. I need you to log out. I need you to log out. You talking about some fucking raisin bran.
That's what my
You
mama
fucking
likes.
talking about some raisin
My-
bran.
my mom
You talking
likes
about some
that.
damn raisin bran. I'm not about to get into how nasty raisins is, period. And then you want to put in milk.
Thank you. Did I not say Raisinets was not good?
Thank you. Yes! Yeah, Bray!
But Reese's
Yeah,
Pieces is
Brett!
Reese's Pieces is worse than Raisinets.
You lost me now. What we doing? What are we doing?
Top 3. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Apple Jacks.
Gum
I
jackers.
forgot about Apple Jacks.
Captain Crunch for me.
Okay. I like Fruit Loops too.
Yeah, Fruit Loops is
Fruit
up
Loops
Loops
is
is so
alright.
good.
Yeah, I like
Fruit Loops.
I like Fruit Loops.
It's up there too.
Fruit Loops is
Mine
great.
is Cinnamon Crunch, O's. Third one. That's tough.
Like your top 3.
Yeah.
You can only have these 3 for the rest of your life.
For the only rest of like now, not Cinnamon Toast Crunch and O's. That's locked in. We locked in with those. We locked in.
One more. For the rest of your life, you cannot swap nothing.
I can't swap.
Nope. And you can't add anything to it. It's just milk and the cereal. No sugar, no nothing.
So
Yeah.
Wheaties is out.
Wheaties
Wheaties is just out.
Wheaties is out.
It's out of there. Because Wheaties without sugar is awful. It's like unsweet tea. It's bad.
Yes, yeah, it's not
It's
good.
bad. I got you. Third one. Captain Crunch.
Okay.
Captain Crunch.
Okay.
The Fruit Berry. Captain
No,
Crunch.
then we ruined it.
The Fruit Berry Captain Crunch is the best one.
Not the
No, if it's gonna be Captain Crunch, it's the original. I don't want no fruit little
not the
berries
crunch
up-
berries.
The
Not-
Crunch
not
Berry
some
joint.
little berries up in there. Nah, give me that
Come on,
regular
man.
Captain Crunch.
You got the regular Captain Crunch with the fruit berries in
Exactly.
it. You ain't like you don't have them in there.
No, sorry.
Man, let me tell you something.
Listen,
Yeah, with some skim milk. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Now I would do oat. That's the only type of milk that I would do is oat.
No, you can only do full 100% milk, regular
oat milk in your
Full,
cereal.
full.
Huh? No. Not my bad. If
Okay.
that's how it came out. I'm just talking about far as just alternative of.
Alternatives.
Only
Gotcha,
put
gotcha,
that when
gotcha,
I go to
gotcha.
Starbucks.
Gotcha,
When I go to
gotcha.
Buc-ee's, get my cappuccino. I get oat milk. I use regular. I don't use regular milk. I
I'm
use oat
sorry.
milk.
Any cereal.
I had to use
2% milk.
my Valley voice for the Buc-ee's, the Starbucks.
Yep.
Any cereal milk.
All right.
2%.
All right. This was a hell of a show.
It was. Man.
What a show, y'all!
Listen, we start off talking about purpose and empowering yourself, and then it evolved into us talking about
this is why
this is what you're gonna get sometimes.
that's you're gonna get some substance, but we gonna act the fool on here too.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mama, ice milk in your cereal.
You got any closing thoughts, Brittany?
I mean, besides our poor taste in drivers and our
Yeah.
choices in candy bars, this was a great conversation.
It really was.
It really was. And I
Ice
hope,
and milk.
Ice and milk. Oh, gosh.
Now I like ice, a glass of ice, and milk, but not in my cereal. So
Oh, okay. I see.
All right. Go ahead. Tell them your ats. What you got going on, all that there.
Yeah, so definitely follow me on Instagram. It's at SoLoveSoul, SoLoveSoul on Instagram. You can also check out our website, www.thesoulemempire.com. We got a free webinar coming up on Monday, the 30th, 7 p.m. East Coast time, called Pivot with Purpose and how to navigate life changes later on in life. So you definitely don't want to miss that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm excited. Like, let's connect, let's chat. Everybody needs a little soul in their life.
Absolutely.
All right.
We appreciate you, Brittany. Thank you
Thank you all.
so much for coming on the show.
Pity Podcast is made, but nobody lay it down like Spade of Spades. Like, subscribe, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, all that there.
Thank y'all. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
You already know! Reese's!